All right, so here we go. I did see this story yesterday, but there were so many other things, and then today, like I say, excuses. Nobody wants to hear them. So the U.S. seizes three dozen websites used for Iranian disinformation. So they had these, these domain names were pulled. This website has been seized. The domain presstv.com has been seized by the United States government in accordance with a seizure warrant issued pursuant to 18 USC subsection 981, 982, and 50 USC 1701 through 1705 as part of a law enforcement action by the Bureau of Industry and Security, Office of Export Enforcement, and Federal Bureau of Investigation. So tough. Affiliated media websites, as well as 3 of the Iraqi group Kataib Hezbollah, which it said were hosted on U.S.-owned domains in violation of sanctions. The websites were held by the Iranian Islamic Radio and Television Union, which is reportedly run by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' Quds Force. And of course, Quds is the actual name, I believe, of Jerusalem. So I'm just reading this story from Al Jazeera here a little bit, as you could tell. It was shameful. Move by Washington shows that the Biden administration is continuing former President Donald Trump's path and vowed Iran will pursue the issue through legal channels. Like I say, I haven't really mentioned as well that there is the new president of Iran. Or excuse me, not the, yeah, it is the president. Yeah, Ibrahim Raisi. So I'll read this a little bit here, and then we'll continue on talking about but that's probably part of it. Now, of course, they still, like I say, you have certain folks who are just like, well, we have to do something about this. Oh, so let's read about Ibrahim Raisi. So he is considered more of a hardliner. He served in Iran's judicial system, Deputy Chief Justice, Attorney General, and Chief Justice. Prosecutor and Deputy Prosecutor of Tehran. He was custodian and chairman of Astan Quds Razavi. It's a bunyad. What the heck is that? A bunyad. What the heck is that? Is a charitable trust. Excuse me. Controls major role in Iran's non-petroleum economy. Okay. Raisi ran for president in 2017. Conservative Popular Front of Revolution Forces, losing to moderate incumbent President Hassan Rouhani. Yeah, Raisi successfully ran for president a second time in 2021, 61.9% of the votes, succeeding Hassan Rouhani, who was term limited. Term limits. Oh my gosh. You mean it's not a dictatorship like people say? Persian clerical family in the Dogan district of Mashhad is among the Hussein ibn Ali al-Husseini Sayyids, and is considered to be Ali ibn Hussein Zain al-Abidin Sayyids. So, like I said, this is deeper, probably 12er Shia Muslim sort of stuff, which I know nothing about. Let me just see here. I'm getting lost in the weeds here. Sorry, but give me a moment. Okay, so let's see here. 1988 executions. Named Raisi as one of the 4 persons involved in the 1988 executions of Iranian political prisoners. Okay, let's see here. But yeah, he later appointed the prosecutor of Karaj. Clerical credentials. Yeah. In the Haza. I'm trying not to be funny, but yeah. Islamic Seminary. He claimed to have received a doctorate degree in private law from Matahari University. However, this has been disputed. Okay, well, I had no idea. Like I said, people have just been saying, oh, he's a hardliner. Urgh. Loaded into forklift trucks, group of 6, and hang from cranes in 4 half-hour intervals. Let's see here. Supports sex segregation. Yes, based. About planned segregation in Tehran municipality that I think this is a good move because the majority of women do a better job in a totally relaxed atmosphere and fit are required. We will have guidance patrols, but for managers, he also said, if the government does well, the people will do well. Based. Odysee said, I see the activation of a resistance economy. Circumvent sanctions, yeah. Resistive economy, yeah. It's the only way to end poverty and deprivation in the country. He supports development of the agricultural sector over commercial retail, which will eventually benefit foreign brands. Promised to triple the monthly state benefits, currently 450,000 riyals per citizen, in order to tackle corruption and create 6 million jobs. So he's got 2 daughters and 2 grandchildren. Good for him. Okay. Also, he's sanctioned by the European Union. Well, that's pretty based. Okay. I'm getting lost in the weeds here. So let's go ahead and look here. U.S. government took over the domain name of the news website Palestine Today, which reflects the viewpoints of Gaza-based groups Hamas and Islamic Jihad, redirecting the site to the same notice. Bahrain's Lua TV, a channel run by opposition groups with offices in London and Beirut, was also seized. State-run Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting said it will not let the media of the so-called resistance axis be silenced. Political wing Yemen's Houthi rebels Ansar Allah branded the action American piracy and copyright confiscation. I'm sorry, this is just me reading, but this is nothing really different. This is, like I say, people have realized now that the internet is where people go for their news and information. So whether it's shutting down newspapers or shutting down websites, the same rules apply. The United States, and this sounds like it's prepared, but I'm going to sound like it is, but it isn't. The United States is not a democracy. The United States does not respect the free press, whether it is within the United States borders, or whether it is based in Iran, or whether it is based in Bahrain, or in Yemen. It does not matter. If they're telling a narrative if it goes against the narrative of what is portrayed, then it is on the list to be taken out. Relations between Iran and the U.S. have deteriorated for years, like I said. Country is now enriching uranium to 60%, its highest level ever, although still short of weapons-grade levels. Okay. Press TV was taken out. They're just going to give a list, but yeah. Viewed the site's editorial line as anti-Zionist, but the outlet has previously run into trouble with Western authorities for its reporting. The ADL later criticized the channel as one of the world's leading dispensers of conspiratorial anti-Semitism in English. Urgh. I think that, like I say, I think Press TV will survive. I think some of these others may not, but there's always a back door somewhere. Like I say, it's the same thing with YouTube, where people were kicked off YouTube. They went to BitChute for a time, depending. This was the early days of BitChute. Like I say, nobody goes on BitChute anymore because it's, it's boring and, yeah. So then they went to D Live, right? And they did their live streams, right? Then they went to Odysee, right? And so far, Odysee is doing okay. Like I said, we don't know for sure, but yeah, for now, it's doing all right. And then you have Trovo, like I say, to do live streams, right? And people still go on D Live in general, but I think that it's, like I say, for the most part, that stuff's been taken down because, of course, Nick Fuentes made a fool of himself. And, so did Baked Alaska. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it. This just shows how censorship is, and how they want to limit people's information and to continue to keep them in the fold, keep people in the fold. They know that people are upset in the United States, and they know that they don't want a war. And what they want to do is to beat the war drums, right? So, like I say, there was unanimous support in the early days for the expansion of, Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. They're going to try to make that move for Iran, whatever that operation is going to be called. That is where the move is. Like I say, I think that they've given up on Syria. I think that they're just going to try to make them pay, but they know they don't want to piss off the Russians. So they're going to continue to hold the country hostage with oil and keeping their goons of the of Rojava, and specifically of the PY or the YPG and the YPJ, based feminists, I guess, in their view. But yeah, cringe feminists. Yeah, they're always cringe. But they're going to be used as goons. And of course, you do have Turkey as well. And of course, it's like, they fought the Turkish fascists. They didn't really do that good of a job of it. But anywho, that's part of a larger geopolitical struggle, And I do think that, like I say, I don't think the U.S. has a cojones to really go into Iran. I really don't. Because the thing is that you have to remember, Iran is right there by the Black Sea. And you have the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Navy right there. Now, right now, it's a fairly small force. And I think I did a video about this. But, all this is just a preparation for something more to occur in Iran. And they want to promote them as being, like I said, they're still part of this axis of evil, right? But I think that, like I say, in general, the U.S. does not have the stomach for a war in Iran, I think, because of, what has occurred. I think that there are a lot of folks who are fighting against it. They'll probably say that the domestic issues are much more needed to be tackled, far more than, tackling a war in Iran. And of course, I don't know. It's a very difficult situation to say the least. But yeah. Anywho, I got another video to record, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. See you later, and a goodbye.